when you decide you want to become a filmmaker, you've got to fill your toolbox full of tools, right? And film school kind of brings all those tools into one place. And so it's a lot easier to find what you're looking for. You can just go straight to that source. They've got all these tools. They're the most used tools. They're the tried, tested, and true tools. Whereas if you're starting from scratch, the tools are spread out all over the place, and you've got to go and hunt them down kind of one by one. And I think that's kind of the way I look at it is and that's where the beauty of being a filmmaker, everything you do is a little something in your toolbox. The job you work on the part-time kind of night shift while you're trying to, make your way through film school, or trying to, save up money to make a movie or whatever it may be. All of those experiences are worthwhile. It really just comes down to do you have the drive? Do you really want to do this? Because, nobody in their right mind chooses to be a filmmaker for the job security or the guaranteed I'm going to buy a house on this salary or whatever. You do it for the job satisfaction because you have to, and there's no other way to scratch that itch. And I think, again, that's one of those things where there's no way to teach that. That's in somebody or it's not. And I've seen really, really talented people come through the film school and do really well and have that career. And I've seen other folks where, not to cast any shade on, I loved all my students equally, obviously, but some folks come through and you're like, I don't see the talent necessarily, but they work hard enough and they learn and they adjust and they become successful too. So more than anything, it comes down to your work ethic. And I think that's the other thing film school gives you a little bit of a shortcut to is deadlines. With an applied education school that's really truncated like VFS, it's very intense, which is very much like the film industry. But that's the other thing is you need discipline. If you want to be a filmmaker on any regard, you have to make films. And if you want to be a director, especially, you have to direct. The only way to become a director is to direct. If you want to be a writer, you have to eventually, at some point, sit your butt in a chair and type out the words and, have it be terrible and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. That to me is the larger lesson that I think hopefully people learn from film school. But even if you don't go, you have to learn that lesson or, you don't make it, right? No matter how talented you are, if you can't have the discipline to attack the problem every day and try to find whatever route, whatever crack you can fit through to get there, then it's not going to work out for you.